All right, welcome back to our channel, Success and Harmony 247, where we teach you how to make money, multiply money, and manage money, and then live a successful lifestyle. Today, it's your friend and partner, Olushola Popola, chartered accountant, investment advisor, and also a life coach. Today's topic is very interesting, and I want you to pay attention. In my past few videos, I've been talking a lot about cash flow as against return on investment. And I've said that one of the best places to make good cash flow is in the Forex market. But then as we look at the Forex market, we must do it with good caution also. Yes, today we are going to be discussing the recent ban on OctaFX and XM Brokers. Now, some of us might not know who a broker is. Maybe this is your very first time. A broker is that interface between you and the money market, the Forex market. So you deal on the platform of the broker. Now, is this ban general? No, this ban is in Singapore. You will likely say, what is my business if it is in Singapore? But quickly remember, you are in a global market and the world has turned to a global village. So what affects one part, sooner or later, is going to affect another part. But then you must be prepared for it. So we're going to be looking at the implication and the impact of this ban in Singapore to those traders in other parts of the world, Nigeria, Africa, and other areas also. I'm going to be breaking down the reasons behind this ban, and most importantly, I'm going to be providing you tips on how to identify reliable brokers to invest and to grow your money with. I guess this is something, as someone who wants to grow his cash flow through the money market, this is something you want to learn. So let's go. Oh wait, before we go, if you are yet to subscribe, kindly click on the subscribe button and also on the like and share button, so that when we have videos that will give you this kind of information, you will be adequately informed. So right now, just go there, click on the subscribe button if you have not subscribed yet, and if you have subscribed, please endeavor to click on the like button. So let's now go into the topic. So why was OctaFX and XM Broker, why were they banned in Singapore? In every country, we have organizations that we call the regulatory bodies, and regulatory bodies are common all over the world. In Singapore, we have the body we call the Monetary Authority of Singapore, MAS. Now, this is the regulatory body that placed the ban on OctaFX and XM. As a matter of fact, they informed all ISPs to block any link. So that means from the 20th of June, if you are in Singapore, you will not be able to access the OctaFX or the XM platform. So if you are in that location, maybe you have to think, you have to contact those brokers so that they tell you what to do so that your money is not hooked in the system. So why did they go ahead to make this ban? You know, mass warning, when I say mass, that's Monetary Authority of Singapore, they highlighted high fraud risk. Wow. And lack of recourse and unauthorized card transactions. Now, you must get that. That's a mouthful. High fraud risk, lack of legal recourse, and unauthorized card transactions. You see, this decision really highlights the importance of choosing brokers that adhere to strict regulatory standards. It is important that when you are in this space, any broker that you're going to be using must adhere to the regulatory standards of that country. So you want to look at it to say, oh, but that is in Singapore. But let me tell you this. The companies, OctaFX and XM, they are not companies that are formed in Singapore. So we refer to them as offshore. Now, if you are in Nigeria, Kenya, US, UK, no matter where you are, there's likely a tendency that OctaFX and XM are operating offshore. They are not registered in your own country. But then what you just need to look out for is this. Whenever you are interfacing with any broker, please ask under which regulation they are in. Now, some of them might be under regulations, and we have different forms of regulations. We have what we call the first tier, the second tier, and the third tier regulatory body. Forex companies under the first tier are the ones that should interest you the most. While this ban is in Singapore, it serves as a reminder for traders in Nigeria and Africa to prioritize brokers regulation. In Nigeria, the body that controls the capital market activity is called the Security Exchange Commission. Unfortunately, that commission does not regulate the Forex market, although things are going on right now to make sure that it is regulated by that body. So most of the Forex organizations that you see come into Nigeria, they are all offshore. That puts you on a kind of high alert. You understand what I mean? So as traders, it is crucial to understand the regulatory landscape and choose brokers that meet international standard. OctaFX and XM, they are very popular in Nigeria because of the easy account opening, bonuses, and the kind of leverage that they offer. But note, they are not licensed by the Nigerian SEC. So let's just quickly look at one thing you must know is this. Once one country starts putting a ban on the activities of an organization, other countries will begin to look inward too and see whether those companies meet their own standard, and they will likely invoke that ban also in that country. So anyway, if your brokers are OctaFX and XM broker, then you need to just pay attention. This is not to cause a kind of panic or anything. No, it's for you to be informed. Do you understand? And you just have to go do your own due diligence and make up your mind on whether to stay on with a broker or not. The regulatory bodies are to ensure that the brokers don't just do whatever they want to do, that in case there's anything, you can have recourse to a kind of compensation and things, because that's what the regulatory bodies are meant to do, to ensure that they protect the consumer or the traders against any high-handedness by the broker. So let's look at some of the challenges that you will face or you are already facing now when you are dealing with a broker that is not well regulated is delay in the withdrawals. You might have challenges in your withdrawal, and then the other thing is the safety of your funds. It's not about you having the best trading strategy or anything. If you make the money and you can't withdraw, then what happens? So these are things that you must have. And then when it is not properly regulated, you don't have any recourse to any legal action. You can't take legal action against anybody who is not. They are offshore. There's no one to hold for any lapse. So you can't take any legal action against them. You can't go to SEC now. For those of you in Nigeria, you can't go to SEC and begin to report a Forex broker. They are not registered under them in quotes. They might be registered under the Corporate Affairs Commission as a company doing business. But when you talk of regulatory obligations, the SEC is not obligated to them. So you can't go there. You can't go to SEC to enforce anything. So just still hang on, because the question is, okay, do I take away my money from OctaFX or from XN and things? I'm going to be giving you an objective opinion, but not until I have told you what you should look out for, so that when I'm sharing my own opinion, you will know that it is based on facts and not just on sentiment. So what should you, as a business person, as an investor, look out for in a broker? Number one, check their license tier. Now, when you talk about the tier, we have the tier 1, we have the tier 3. Forex companies under the tier 1 have high protection. They are registered under the FSCA, ASIC, CySEC, and FSCA, to mention just a few. Of course, you're going to ask, what is FCA, ASIC, CySEC, or FSCA? Now, FCA simply means Financial Conduct Authority, which is based in the United Kingdom. The other one is ASIC. ASIC is Australian Security and Investment Commission. Of course, by the name, you know it is based in Australia. And then we have the CySEC, which is Cyprus Securities and Exchange Commission, which of course is based in Cyprus, that's the European Union. And then we have the FSCA, that's the Financial Sector Conduct Authority, that is based in South Africa. So it is common that most brokers will go to these regulatory bodies to sign up. I can open up a brokerage firm anywhere in the world, but I will want to get registered. Provided I meet the requirements, these organizations are going to register you. So any broker under this is under what we call the tier 1 regulation. So when you register under any broker that is under this regulation, you have more confidence, your safety the safety of your funds can be guaranteed. That does not mean if you make a loss on your trading, it's not that they're going to refund it. As compared to the tier 3 category, so you must have a clear understanding of this. So when you check which tier that organization or that broker belongs to, because of the high cost in obtaining tier 1 regulations, some organizations go for the tier 3, not because they are really bad, but I know cost and other things are part of it. They go all the way to Mauritius to go and obtain a tier 3 license. Now, the challenge with a tier 3 licensed broker is that they offer less oversight. So you must be careful in that aspect. So number 1 is understanding the various tiers. Then number 2 is confirming which regulatory entity is monitoring the activity of that broker. So ensure that your broker is open under the tier 1 entity. Now, let me put a caution here also. They might have the tier 1 regulation. They will also have the tier 3 regulation. XM is registered with ASIC and I think with CySEC also. Even when you say that they are registered with CySEC, you must look at under which jurisdiction are they registered. It is with Belize. Then you must be very careful. Request that you move to the tier 1 platform. Number 3, you must also verify fund protection. Because what is the essence? If you put your money somewhere and then something happens tomorrow, your money is gone. So you must ask and know for sure that that broker offers what you call a segregated account. When you talk about segregated account, that means the money of the broker is different from the trader's funds. They open a separate account for each of the trader. Also, some of the things you should confirm is that does that broker offer negative balance protection and an investor compensation fund? E.g., when you talk of FSCA, they are talking of protection to the tune of about £85,000. So what does that compensation mean? It means that if for any reason, bankruptcy or liquidation or anything that makes the broker to go down, the FCA is going to ensure that all traders are refunded. I think that is a very good thing, that we keep your mind at rest, provided you know how to trade and manage your fund. You should have an assurance that, okay, there's somebody protecting my funds. All right. The 4th one is look for transparent business practices. It's not that you get in, they tell you, oh, this is this and things, and there are things between the line that you can't, those tiny lines, and you can't read them. You must try, ask questions. Are you sure there's this, and that? Do you understand? You must ensure clear fee structure, no bonuses tied to deposits, locking, responsive customer support. These are very, very important. So the 5th thing that I would like you to also do is read users' feedback. Check online communities. You can go online and check review so brokers, comments on so and so brokers, so that you can read other people's opinion about that broker. Nobody is going to write any bad report about himself. So if you go to their site and say, oh, everything is fine on their site, am I going to put up a site and put wrong things there? But you want experiences for people that have used their services. You want to be sure that people that have reviewed them, they are not complaining about withdrawal services, that when they want to withdraw, there are issues, and so on and so forth like that. So some of the sites you can do such check is, you can check Trustpilot, you can check Forex, Peace Army, and other traders forum. Another thing that I want to tell you is this: avoid brokers that promise too much high leverage. No broker is there to just issue out money anyhow. So when a broker is telling you they are giving you a leverage of 1:1,000, you say one thing, for professional traders, oh, the high leverage is going to be good for them. But if you're an amateur, you are just coming into the trading arena and you are taking 1:1,000, you are going to kill yourself. One of the things that leverage helps you to do is it controls the amount of lot size that you can use for a trade. Now, I can be trading $100 and I'm using 1:100. If I try to take a trade of one standard lot size, which is of course going to make me more money if that trade goes in my favor, fine. But that system is not going to make me to take it because I am using a very low leverage. I can use 1:1,000. If I use 1:1,000, it's going to allow me to use that one standard lot size. And do you know what? If it goes up against you, boom, your money is gone. So don't jump for high leverage. Be cautious. When I see a broker telling me I can go to 1,000, I can go to infinity, then my security alert comes on. What is behind this? So don't let any broker lure you with very high leverage. Another thing that you want to check is that, does that broker have a demo account that you can use to test your trades before going into live so that you can test the speed of execution and then their spread. Because most of the time I see most people, the first thing you are talking about is spread. So consider spread is good, but you see that regulation, I think, is most important. What is the advantage of low spread when my money can disappear at any time? Do you get it? Another thing I want to tell you is this. You see, I've seen brokers use influencers. You know, somebody who is a skit maker, somebody who is in the fun industry and something, and suddenly you see them, they begin to show you their phone. Oh, they make so and so in Forex trading and things. Don't be lured by those things. They don't work. Those guys are just paid to bring in people to the broker. And people that will go in without knowing anything will end up losing their money. And then you come out and say, the Forex market is not good. No, what part of the things that we want to do is to ensure we bring sanity to this industry. I'm sure you are getting some information that will help you if this is what you really want to take up as a career. Please make sure you click on the like button, the subscribe button, so that you can get more information that will help you protect your funds. So, bottom line, is XM a safe broker to deal with in Nigeria, in Africa? As at the time of this, and based on the information that I've been able to gather from their site, I see that they are registered with ASIC and CySEC. So, should you continue trading with them, just ensure that you do a double confirmation because they register different countries with different regulatory bodies. So, just be sure that the platform that you are on is the one that is regulated under the ASIC or the CySEC regulated entity, so that you will enjoy better protection, including fund segregation, negative balance protection, and also compensation. How about OctaFX? Well, without any prejudice and based on the information available to me as at this time, I want to say it is less safe for Nigerian users since your account typically falls under the Tier 3 entity, and that is offering limited oversight and no investor protection scheme. Well, if you go further to ask your account officers and they can prove to you that you are on the Tier 1, then you can go ahead to continue. But as long as what you are on, if they tell you that yes, you are regulated and you are under Mauritius regulatory entity, then you want to know that you are under Tier 3. If anything happens, your money is gone and boom, that is all. They will be very safe to operate with if they can prove to you that they are on the Tier 1, the ASIC or the CySEC or even the FSCA regulation. And you, the platform that you are being placed on is on these first tier regulators. A lot of things happen in this industry and you need to be informed so that you are not deformed. Well, what do we know? We are just learning. Maybe you have some other ideas or you have some other information. I'll be glad to read it. You know, we all want to educate ourselves. So you can go in the comment section and put your comment there. So are there brokers under the Tier 1? Well, because nobody is paying me for any advert. But then if you go into the description area, you can see links to register even with a platform. Actually, in our organization, we use the ASIC. ASIC has a kind of multi-regulatory registration. They are under FCA, ASIC, and also FSCA. Also, just to be sure you are doing the right thing, we have a link at the description area and at the comment area. If you want to open an account with them, you can open an account with them, especially now that ASIC is doing a funded program where you fund and they are able to give you money to trade as fund manager without you paying, just as you pay with prop accounts. I think that is a very good thing that you might want to know. If you're interested in that, I want you to watch the next video in this channel talking about how to get funded with ASIC. I sincerely hope this was informative. Please understand, on this channel, we are not pulling down any organization. We are speaking what is in the public space. And if you have more or better information, we'll be glad to read it in the comment section so that everyone can learn. So if you are yet to subscribe, just as I said, click on the subscribe button, click on the like button as I'll be bringing you other information on investment in different markets, whether the capital market, the money market, the mutual funds, and every other space like that. Looking forward to seeing you at the very top as a successful trader in this wonderful industry. Once again, it's your friend and partner, Olushola Popola.
Waking up at dawnlight, breaking through, chasing dreams, no time to lose. In this race we strive and grind, motivation fuels the mind. Gonna rise up, we won't fall, breaking barriers through it all. Step by step our journey's clear, success is closer, don't you fear. Challenges we face headstrong, in this rhythm